When defending American League champions lose an 11-10 spring training slugfest, but immediately double down on prospect development, what does that tell you? 3 months after losing Game 7 of the World Series to the Dodgers, the Toronto Blue Jays just showed Fort Myers exactly why their championship window isn't closing. It's expanding. And what happened after that final out reveals the blueprint every contender should be studying. Hello, Jays Nation. Welcome to Jays Quick News, your go-to spot for the latest Toronto Blue Jays updates. Spring training just delivered an 11-10 thriller against Boston, and while the scoreboard reads loss, the strategic moves that followed prove this organization learned exactly the right lessons from taking the Dodgers to 7 games last October. Are you ready to understand why manager John Schneider and Coach of the Year David Popkins view February differently than rebuilding franchises? Hit that subscribe button right now, because we're diving deep into championship architecture that transforms heartbreak into dynasty fuel. Let's start with the scoreboard reality. Sunday afternoon in Fort Myers delivered pure baseball chaos as the Blue Jays dropped an 11-10 decision to the Boston Red Sox in their second Grapefruit League contest. Toronto exploded early with 4 first-inning runs powered by RBI hits from designated hitter Eloy Jimenez, second baseman Leo Jimenez, and top prospect Arjun Nimala, the organization's number 3 overall prospect who won't turn 20 until after the season starts. The offense kept rolling in the 6th when Jimenez crushed a solo homer, and shortstop Josh Kosevich added a 2-run shot to build a 7-4 advantage. But here's where spring training becomes invaluable for organizational evaluation. Starter Fernando Perez, a 22-year-old Nicaraguan right-hander who ranks as the organization's 17th best prospect, recorded just 2 outs while surrendering 4 runs. The 28-year-old Cuban reliever Yariel Rodriguez struggled even more dramatically, charged with 6 runs in 2/3 of an inning. Boston absolutely feasted on Toronto's depth pieces, collecting 15 hits from 11 different players. Braden Ward, Sedan Rafaela, and Nate Eaton each drove in 2 runs as the Red Sox built an 11-7 cushion, but the Blue Jays showed championship heart in the 9th. Tucker Toman, the 22-year-old second-round pick from 2022, delivered an RBI double. Yohendrick Panango added another RBI double, and Robert Brooks contributed an RBI single to make it 11-10 with the tying run on base before reliever Jay Ulmer struck out prospect Sean Keys to end the rally. Here's what separates championship organizations from pretenders. The scoreboard shows 1-1, but the real story unfolded in the roster transactions executed with surgical precision immediately after the game. The Blue Jays officially assigned 8 prospects to minor league camp, and this isn't damage control. This is the exact development philosophy that took Trey Yesovich from Single-A to World Series dominance in 8 months under this same coaching staff. Tucker Toman headlines this elite development group. After struggling through his first 2 professional seasons with strikeout rates exceeding 30%, Toman completely transformed his approach in summer 2025, slashing .286/.372/.422 with 5 home runs over his final 215 plate appearances. His presence delivering that clutch RBI double in the 9th inning wasn't consolation. It was confirmation that Toronto's player development infrastructure produces major league talent on assembly line efficiency. Nick Goodwin brings serious power after crushing 12 homers last season. Eddie Micheletti Jr. blasted 14 dingers for High A Vancouver in 2025, ranking 2nd in the entire organization behind only Yohendrick Panango's 15. Carter Cunningham, Devereaux Harrison, Connor Larkin, and speedy outfielder Ismael Munguia round out a fundamentally talented group heading to minor league side for targeted development reps. The Fernando Perez outing reveals organizational intelligence most fans completely miss. Perez owns a 3.60 career ERA across 262.2 minor league innings with 267 strikeouts against just 60 walks, elite command metrics for any 22-year-old. 2 outs and 4 runs in a February exhibition doesn't alter his trajectory as a potential back-end rotation piece. Same logic applies to Yariel Rodriguez, who posted a 3.08 ERA across 73 innings as a high-leverage reliever in 2025 before being moved off the 40-man roster this winter to create roster flexibility for Dylan Cease and other major additions. Blue Jays fans who remember the 2015 to 2016 championship window understand this development philosophy. That magical run didn't happen by accident. It required years of strategic prospect cultivation, knowing exactly when to promote, when to develop, and when to trust organizational depth over short-term results. Consider how the Blue Jays approached their 2025 World Series run compared to other recent championship contenders. The 2020 Rays lost to the Dodgers, then immediately doubled down on developmental infrastructure to remain competitive. The 2019 Nationals won it all, tried rushing prospects to maintain competitiveness, and collapsed within 2 seasons. Toronto's front office clearly studied both blueprints and chose sustainable excellence. These 8 prospect assignments mirror how championship organizations manage talent pipelines. When you've got Trey Yesavage dominating in the World Series after starting 2025 in Single A, you understand developmental patience pays exponential dividends. Manager John Schneider made this crystal clear when he told media this spring, "We're not defending anything. We're chasing that feeling again." That's championship mentality, refusing to celebrate being American League champions when the World Series trophy remains the only goal that matters. Looking ahead, Monday brings the New York Mets to Dunedin for the next exhibition test featuring Coach of the Year David Popkins' hitting philosophy against one of baseball's most improved pitching staffs. You can expect Schneider to deploy completely different pitching combinations, using spring training exactly as designed to evaluate roster depth across maximum scenarios, while new additions like Kazuma Okamoto continue adjusting to North American baseball. The regular season opener against Oakland on March 27th remains the only date that truly matters for final roster construction. What makes these prospect assignments fascinating is the timeline convergence working perfectly for Toronto's championship window. Tucker Toman turns 23 in November. If his 2025 second-half surge continues through High A and Double A this season, he could realistically contribute to Toronto's 2027 postseason push alongside other elite prospects like Arjun Nimala and rising pitchers Fernando Perez and Gage Stanifer. The pitching staff will absolutely tighten execution before opening day. Fernando Perez features a mid-90s fastball with a 55-grade slider that generates elite whiff rates when command is sharp. One rough spring outing doesn't erase 267 career strikeouts against just 60 walks. Yariel Rodriguez brings premium stuff that requires mechanical fine-tuning during exactly these February repetitions, the same process that helped him post sub-3.00 ERAs across extended stretches in 2025. Meanwhile, the offensive firepower demonstrated today confirms depth beyond the elite core. When you can build 7 to 4 leads, featuring contributions from prospects like Kasevich and Nimala, while your $500 million first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and new $60 million Japanese slugger Kazuma Okamoto work on timing, that's organizational depth most contenders can only dream about possessing. Bottom line, the Blue Jays just demonstrated exactly why defending American League champions approach spring training differently than rebuilding franchises. This organization prioritizes sustainable championship infrastructure over meaningless exhibition victories. Tucker Toman's 9th-inning double wasn't consolation. It was confirmation that Toronto's prospect pipeline keeps delivering major league talent while the front office aggressively pursues external upgrades like Dylan Cease, Kazuma Okamoto, and potentially others before opening day. So here's my question for Jays Nation. Would you rather win meaningless February games or build the organizational depth that delivers October championships? Manager John Schneider said it perfectly. They're not defending anything. They're chasing that World Series feeling again. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're as fired up as I am about this franchise's championship vision, smash that like button, subscribe to Jays Quick News, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our daily Blue Jays coverage. The road from Game 7 heartbreak to Dynasty glory runs through strategic development, and we're watching championship architecture unfold in real time.